My name's Trudi Curran and I'm the chairperson of the Collie Art Gallery, and I've been involved with it since the initial planning of the gallery. Probably in 2008 a group of us met to discuss trying to get a gallery, and it sort of went on from there. It was the first purpose-built A-class gallery that was built since the Art Gallery of WA. Other art galleries around the regional areas are often in buildings that are renovated, or they're working hard to do the best they can, and we had the opportunity to develop one right from the planning stages, and so it was purpose-built, and that I think has enabled us to promote it and to develop procedures that have enabled us to quite quickly, over a couple of years, become one of the art hubs of Western Australia. For a long, long time, there was one lady in town, and her name was Jan Wallace. And Jan just was insistent with a group of art people that are in the town, and also with the Shire, that we needed a gallery, and she was the big mover and shaker. And she pushed and pushed until the Shire gained Supertown status, so they got money from royalties from regions. They employed people to do a feasibility study, and then it sort of gained momentum from there. Really, it was all from this wonderful lady named Jan Wallace, who kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And so now I think the gallery and what we've achieved has exceeded Jan's expectations, and she comes in regularly and she's really thrilled with what's going on. When it was being planned, we tried to make it accessible to an A-class standard gallery, so we made sure that there were no windows in the gallery, and that we had temperature and humidity control, that we had security, and that we had storage and an air-conditioned delivery area to meet the Art on the Move requirements. So we tried really hard to make sure that this was going to be a really special gallery in the southwest. Once it was built, we educated ourselves and sought professional development on best practice, and so we had Art on the Move come and deliver some units on handling the work and the lighting and so on, and we had volunteers access that professional development, and we try and keep our standards really high, and I think we're doing really well so far. So we've tried to get a real range of exhibitions at the gallery. We managed to promote about 10 a year. And we also have a minor gallery that has a workshop in it as well, so we have exhibitions in there. We try and promote emerging artists and local art around this area, and then diversify and try and get national artists. We try international exhibitions as well. We've been surprised to find that some of the regional people around the southwest will come for more cultural exhibitions as well as visual arts. We also promote young students' work as well. We have the local high school exhibits here once a year. We establish that really quickly. We have children's art classes, so we try and provide a real diversity for the community and for the southwest. We had talked about having an art prize, but because we're so young, we had just been developing procedures and locking things down and working out how we're going to operate, and then Don came from elsewhere and he just joined the committee, because it is run by a committee. And he said, right, well, what about an art prize? And we said, oh, we have sort of talked about it. And he said, no, come on. And so he's been the big mover and shaker behind the art prize, and formed a subcommittee, and we went from there. So really, a lot of the pushing was done by Don, and he sort of pushed all of us towards it.
Collie's a bit of a hub. If you're travelling from down south to Perth, you'll either go through Collie or you'll go through Bunbury. Collie's about 60 kilometres inland, a little southeast of Bunbury. It's been known in the past as a town for its coal mines and the Muja Power Station, which provides an amazing amount of power to Perth. It's not really been known for its artistic endeavours. When I came to town and saw the gallery, I knew it had to have something that made it stand out, something that made it known. The gallery deserves this. It's a brilliant gallery. It's been lauded by art experts all over the place, and it deserves this sort of recognition and this sort of competition. There was going to be a lot of work involved in getting this off the ground, and in fact, it's taken almost, 2 years to get to this point. The biggest difficulty we had was doing our budget. We had no idea what sort of response we would get from artists in Western Australia, let alone across Australia. Luckily, we were able to get funding for the major prize of $50,000 from the Collie branch of the Bendigo Community Bank. The Collie branch of Rotary also donated $10,000 for 2 secondary prizes. And the local B&B, Whispering Pines, has donated $1,000 for the People's Choice Award. Those meant we were able to actually get things moving. We put a budget together. We budgeted on 250 entries. We exceeded that by a mile, more than doubled it, which certainly helped our budget bottom line. Once we got that marketing out there and we started to get entries in, and the entries started to flood in, we knew we had a winner. The last few days of entries was really very, very hectic in here, to the point that our website, it didn't crash, it just got very clogged up, and some people were ringing and saying, I can't get through, I can't get through. We extended the opening period for a few hours so that they could get their entries in. The judges for the finalist selection were very well credentialed. Dr. Stefano Carboni, the director and CEO of the Art Gallery of Western Australia, was one. Lynn DiCiero, who was the owner of the Artist Chronicle magazine and a filmmaker herself, was another. And Caroline Linnell from the Bunbury Regional Art Gallery. She's a curator of the Bunbury Art Collection, was our third judge. And they did a wonderful job. In talking to them afterwards, they said each of them separately had their own top 3. And when they got there to compare them, they found that their top three lists comprised a total of only 4 paintings. So it was pretty clear which one was going to be the winner. It's raised awareness, certainly in the art world, across Australia, of Collie, the town, Collie, the artistic town, Collie, the art gallery. It's brought a lot of people to town. We've had around 1,000 people come through this exhibition. That's unprecedented. We've never had that number of people come through any exhibition we've held in the 3 years since this place opened. All of the businesses in town benefit from that. People come into town, if they stay overnight, the accommodation houses win, the restaurants have a win, the service stations fill up their cars with fuel, the cafes sell them coffees. There are big benefits to the town from this. And we're hoping that because of the success of this one, that when the next Collie Art Prize is held in 2020, it'll be even bigger and better.